Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before starting the presentation, let our group apologize for the delay and thank to Mr. Muhammad Andriana Gafar, MMPD, who still gave our group the opportunity to presentation, as well as our friends who have been patiently waiting for our group. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I hope you are all doing well today. My name is Agi Mauludin and I am as a moderator from this group 4. There are Muhammad Faisal Baihaqi and Rizky Azikra Nugraha. So, without further ado, let's start the presentation. The second slide is defining success criteria. Number 1 is measurable outcomes. Clearly define the target metrics for performance, knowledge, and engagement. Number 2 is learner needs. Ensure the design aligns with the specific needs and goals of the target audience. Point number 3 is organizational objectives. Tie the success criteria to the broader strategic priorities of the business. Establishing robust success criteria is essential for evaluating the effectiveness of the instructional design product and process. This involves defining measurable outcome, understanding learner needs, and aligning the goals with the organization's strategic objectives. Now, in the third slide is measuring learner engagement. Point number 1 is tracking participation. Monitor learners' active involvement in course activities, discussions, and assignments to gauge their level of engagement. Point number 2 is analyzing feedback. Collect and review learner feedback, surveys, and evaluation to identify areas that spark interest and enthusiasm. Point number 3 is observing behaviors. Watch for positive learner behaviors like asking questions, taking notes, and actively applying the material, which indicate high engagement. Next, the assessing knowledge retention. Number 1 is pre-assessment. Administer pre-test to establish a baseline of learners' existing knowledge before the instruction begins. Number 2 is ongoing evaluations. Incorporate formative assessments throughout the learning process to monitor progress and identify knowledge gaps. Number 3 is post-assessments. Conduct summative assessments at the end of the instructional unit to measure long-term knowledge retention. Next is analyzing performance outcomes. Number 1 is learner assessments. Evaluate post-instruction test scores and learning objective achievement. Number 2 is behavioral change. Observe how learners apply the new knowledge and skill on the job. And then number 3 is business impact. Measure the tangible impact on key organizational metrics and KPIs. Analyzing performance outcomes is crucial to determining the success of the instructional design product. This involves evaluating learner assessments, observing behavioral change, and measuring the tangible impact on key business metrics. By rigorously analyzing these outcomes, organizations can identify areas for improvement and optimize the instructional design process. I think that's my part, and the next part will be my partner Faisal Baihaqi. Your turn, please.
Gathering stakeholder feedback. Identify stakeholders. Pinpoint the key individuals and groups impacted by instructional design. Collect feedback. Gather qualitative and quantitative input through surveys, interviews, and focus group. Analyze insights. Synthesize the feedback to identify strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. Gathering and incorporating stakeholders' feedback is essential for evaluating the success of the instructional design product and process. By identifying the key stakeholders, collecting their input, and analyzing the insights, organizations can better understand the impact the design make informed decisions to optimize it. Optimizing the design process, iterative refinement, continuously gather feedback and incorporate learnings to enhance the instructional design. Data-driven decisions, analyze performance metrics to identify areas for improvement and optimization. Collaborative approach, engage cross-functional teams to leverage diverse perspectives and expertise. Optimizing the instructional design process is crucial for ensuring the long-term success and impact of the learning solution. This involves an interactive approach of continually gathering feedback, making data-driven decisions, and fostering a collaborative environment that harnesses diverse perspectives and expertise. Communicating evaluation findings, transparent reporting, present evaluation results clearly and transparently to all stakeholders. Actionable insights, highlight key findings and recommendations to drive meaningful improvements. Collaborative discussion, facilitate open dialogues to discuss the evaluation and solicit feedback. Continuous improvement strategies, ongoing evaluation, regularly review performance data and learner feedback to identify opportunities for enhancement. Agile iteration, implement a flexible, iterative design process to quickly and refine instructional materials. Collaborative engagement, engage cross-functional teams to brainstorm innovative ideas and continuously improve the learning experience. Conclusion of determining the success of the instructional design product and process. Evaluating the effectiveness of instructional design is an ongoing